Hello, all. This space is about grievance politics, and I just want to talk about. First of all, this is more of a recorded message than it is just a space that I want to run. I just want to talk about what I'm seeing on the far left and the far right. I just think that grievance politics, when everything in politics is just about what you hate on the other side, what you don't like, what frustrates you, what bothers you, and what, the people on the other side should be ashamed of, then, that's not going to lead to anything. Like I'm no big fan of, you know, like Trumpers or the people on the MAGA side or anything like that. I think what happened on January 6th was disgusting and despicable and horrendous, honestly. And, you know, but at the same time, I'm also not a fan of just constantly trying to find something that you want to get offended at. Instead of talking about what we can do for the future, what we can do to help alleviate some kind of pain or frustration or something like that, and how we can work together as a team to come to some sort of, agreement or compromise. But I see that on the far sides of the political spectrum, everything is just about, a negative intent, just an automatic negative intent. And then it's like maybe that person never takes the time to be like, oh, let me try to understand where you're coming from. Let me try to see. It's just one phrase, one idea is out there, and maybe a word was used that wasn't appropriate. And then just a whole dog pile of, oh, this isn't the way you should have said it. What? And then hundreds of labels go flying when we can't even figure out the intent, because once a buzzword is said, or once a name is dropped of either a famous person or a politician, everybody just loses their minds and assumes some kind of label or intent on that other person. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's like we've, when we lose the ability to go into nuance, to go into details, to assume intent on another person, and then don't even let that person respond, when everything just becomes about shaming and getting mad and telling a person that they're wrong, and you should be ashamed, and why did you use this? And I see. I mean it's not even about sides at this point. It's just a disease. It's so, instead of, this kind of like shaming and attacking and saying, how dare you use that word, or how dare you say this, or how dare you say that, instead of coming in from that direction, coming in from more of a direction of what made you think this, or what made you think that, or how did you arrive at that conclusion. That's the thing. And so, look, I think I'll just say this much, and maybe I'll open up another space to talk about this. It's like, for all I'm concerned, fuck the fringes, fuck the people on the extreme left and on the extreme right, and I say that unabashedly. I think that it's absolutely disgusting that, everything has to be either about, MAGA, or ride or die with Trump. And then on the other side of the spectrum, everything is about, like, what can we find that offended us and how can we get angry at it? And let's not actually talk about a vision for the future, or a vision for a better society, or a vision for something that's, better than what we were in now. No, let's all concentrate our effort on how we can shame and how we can cancel and how we can, just assume intent and then get offended by it. it, I think those two things, both on the extreme sides on the left and the right, are absolutely horrific and disgusting, and it just has to stop, and we have to find ourselves somewhere where we're like, okay, I shouldn't assume intent. No matter, maybe what I heard from the other person was really like bad, but maybe I can change their mind if I can see where they're coming from. If I try to see like, oh, I can see that, maybe you thought X and that led you to thinking Y, or maybe you heard this and maybe you had a misconception here, maybe you had a misconception there. Let's find that out, let's talk it out, instead of like, oh, how could you say that, shame on you, screw, I'm blocking you, and then it's just gonna and then we're all gonna live in these echo chambers, and we're never gonna listen to each other, and we're all just gonna assume that the other side is evil, and then no negotiation happens, no kind of cordiality happens, no kind of like civil discourse. It's all just assumption making and mudslinging and anger and hate and bullshit. Fuck the fringes, both on the left and on the right. They're complete just imbeciles who never allow for a productive conversation and constantly hijack everything into the extremes without ever looking at any kind of like better details, or they don't have a vision, they don't have a plan, they don't have anything. It's all just about if sucking you into hating the other side and not letting you grow. Thank you.